I literally physically can't.
That's right. Season 2, Episode 2, the Sean Fridays podcast, featuring me, EJ
Yes.
Simpcook, and Peter J. Miller.
We
Special guest, go
are-
ahead and introduce
Oh.
him, Peter.
Wait, I was about to say, before you interrupted me, we are the podcast titans of the world, and it is your pleasure to be with us today. Today we have a very special guest. Have been many guests that I had on my bucket list. One of them was this guy, and he can introduce himself because I forgot his name. So please
am-
introduce yourself.
I am Tobbers. My last name is
Tobbers?
Confidential. It is
Wow.
Tobbers, yes.
How do
Last
you
name
spell that?
Confidential.
How do you spell that?
Tobbers.
Is that Canadian or something, or
I
It's
mean, he is a
actually
nice person.
French Canadian.
it's French
Oh.
Canadian? Oh,
You see,
Canadian.
on the podcast, we always like bringing diversity into this.
yeah. That's why we
2020,
have
baby.
3 white guys.
Hey, hang on. What about our editor? You see this editor here?
Our
See that
editor
guy?
is an anthropomorphic bear, and his name is Craig. We respect him.
We respect Craig.
Craig seems
But
nice.
Yeah.
DJ Josh, how you doing today?
I'm
like how
half
we just-
Filipino.
That was not my question, but it's good to know. Shout out to
Um,
all our Filipino viewers out there, which would be 0. We love the representation.
Thanks.
EJ, we really did just gloss over our guest there. We just introduced him and then moved on.
Yeah, straight to
Toppers,
the- it's
why
alright.
don't you tell us about yourself?
About myself. Okay, let's see.
Okay, on to questions now.
No,
EJ,
don't
what
do
you
it
got
like
for
that.
us?
All right, now questions. So whatever. What is this?
No, Toppers, tell us about yourself.
Quick fact.
See, I am a white male. I stand about 6'1". I weigh around 170 pounds. I am a 3-sport varsity athlete.
Is this a Tinder profile?
I like
sports.
long walks on the
3
beach.
sports this guy's got.
You but how long are we talking? Because if we're going into the 2-3 mile range, I'm gonna have to decline.
Oh no, 2-3 miles is too much. I'm more like 3/4 to like 0.8 miles. You know, just I like to stay
That's
under
respectable.
a mile. Yeah. I don't walk too much. You know, I gotta keep my finger at the place it is. Perfection. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Thank you, DJ Josh, for the soundboard. We always pay you for quality, and that's why we don't pay you.
That's why we
That was
don't pay
great.
you at all. Let's turn to some questions, and I already looked through, and we have approximately, I'd argue 0 questions.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
We have comments though. We have
We
a
have comments,
comment
That's a good
from
turnout.
the YouTube account Will Shanahan, and the comment
I
says
know
the
that guy.
sidecast is canon. See now, Thomas, you
Oh.
may not understand, but this has been a huge controversy in the community that the sidecast, which is our most viewed and most popular piece of work that we've ever put out there,
Which is the strangest thing.
it is the strangest thing, is that it is rumored to be canon, and so as it is applicable to the lore and the wiki fandom that we have running. However,
Link in bio.
just like with the merch. However, it's not canon. The amount of oversights and just paradoxes created by this terrible
take your order, please?
Okay.
But just this, sorry, Big Smoke was pulling up to the window. No,
Yeah,
It
matter.
happens. It happens.
It does happen. But
Yeah,
see,
so
see the
basically, yeah, that's the argument. I was leaning towards EJ's side, but now that Will endorsed it, I don't know. I don't know. Will's got a lot of weight
I
to
don't know.
throw
I
around.
think Will gives some very valid points into his argument, but I'll have to take a deeper look into this subject
That's
another
true.
time,
That's
maybe.
true. I just like to
keep in mind, he is 1 for 2 on burnt houses. I just want to put that out there. I don't know if that has something to do with part of the opinion or if that really affects the outcome,
That's true.
but I think it should be noted.
Yeah, I
Just
guess
throwing
that's
facts
true.
out there.
Yeah, I'm just throwing facts out there.
I mean that kind of feels like a little bit of an odd hominem attack, just a little bit. But I mean that's fine. That's fine. EJ, I'd like to ask you real quick to please remain in frame, just in case.
I thought this was professional. What is
Except
this?
for
Oh, you
EJ.
thought wrong.
I'm gonna have to talk to my lawyer.
Oh,
Oh.
speaking of lawyers, we know a lawyer. Do you need some lawyer advice?
He
Sure,
got
I'll
us
take
out.
some.
He got us out of a lot of legal trouble.
Yeah, okay. So his name is Joey Ethnic Name. He is in fact ethnic. And he runs a lawyer service called Big Boy Billy's Legal a firm. They have gone 0-14 on the cases that they have taken. So a pretty star-studded record out there.
That's true.
So if you ever have any
Better record
problems,
than I have.
huh?
Better record than I have.
Better record than you have, yeah, on all your 3 sport varsity teams. I know. Don't even
Yeah.
get me started. Speaking of which, why don't you tell us about tell us your funniest sports story from one of your
Yeah,
3
we need
varsity
a
games.
couple. Oh,
Man, putting me right in the spot. I wasn't ready for this.
Keep in mind.
oh,
We
wait.
do have a big viewership, so if we are to mention any names, please keep them confidential so as to respect these
Yeah,
people's privacies.
yeah. Before you go any further,
Thank you.
before you go any further, I'd like to shout out Lifting Beater. It was his birthday yesterday. Just like to give him a warm, fishy happy birthday.
And we'd like to thank him for being a faithful viewer and viewing absolutely zero of our episodes.
Happy birthday to that man.
Thank you, Tobbers. You're always the
Okay,
heartfelt one.
Tobbers. The floor is yours.
Floor is mine. All right. Well, let's see here. Do
you have any political agendas you'd like to
All right, TJ Josh, let's do one thing at a time.
I'll get to that next, don't you worry. Well, let's see. There's this kid I know. Let's say his name's Robert. His name is Robert, right? Okay, so Robert's a pretty big guy, you know.
All right.
Pretty big guy. He do a lot of same sports. He, every now and then he says words that are a little controversial. I don't need to get into that right now, We don't need to say anything like that. But so this guy, let's say it was 4 years ago, freshman year, start of the fall, start of the football season, pretty fun times. And this kid, Robert, every day he would bring a red Gatorade to practice every single day, and he would chug it before practice. In the beginning of the season, we do this thing called two-a-days, practices a day. So you chug them in between the two-a-days. Now, the second practice of the day would start. Now this would start around like probably 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, right? So it would start, and I remember one time very vividly, we were 5 minutes in. We were warming up, and we just finished doing our sprints, right? This kid walks, he finished his sprint, and at the end of the warming up, we all come together and clap. He projectile vomits, just red, everywhere over the field. Just absolutely everywhere. It's absolutely disgusting. It's just everywhere, and this kid is embarrassed. He's so sad. So he goes, he rinses out his mouth. Then we go off to our individual stuff. Guess what he does? Take a wild guess what he does again.
Does he
Oh,
chug
no.
another one?
He does not chug another one, but he
Does he
vomit
unchug
again.
one? Oh my.
Oh,
Technically, he does unchug. But no, he
count 'em.
throws up
1,
again.
Does
2.
Wow.
Now that is, he already vomited twice. Now during the rest of that practice, if I can remember correctly, he vomited 5 more times.
That is the game.
Yeah.
What did he have left in him after that?
You know, I don't know. This kid eats a lot. He drinks a lot. But I think that's where it went downhill for him after that, you know. Only thing ever
Yikes.
came out of him was slurs.
that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. From then on, he
That's what,
just
yep.
became. So I think the lesson here, kids, is don't drink red Gatorade. I think
Drink blue wave, baby. Just kidding.
Okay.
speaking of
If I can
political
get political
agendas,
real quick.
on to you,
If I
Tom.
can-
Yes, of course.
If I can
We
get
have never
political,
been more controversial. Go ahead.
if I can, okay, real quick. What do you call the Gatorades? Well, how do you name them? Like, what do you call it? Like, you see Gatorade, like, I want the blank one. What do you call it?
I probably call it by its color
Yeah,
or
probably the
by
color.
its country of
That-
origin.
That is the correct way to do it. And you do not say the name of the Gatorade bottle.
That is fact.
That should be outlawed.
That's
It
a
is illegal.
bold political statement, but
I'm
said I was
gonna
getting political, all right. This is where
I'm
we're
just
going
gonna say it.
nowadays.
I'm gonna say it. If you know somebody that names their Gatorades when they're picking them out, probably don't
Feel
talk
f-
to that person.
Feel free to dox them right now.
Yeah.
dox them right now.
Just dox
This is a PSA. Fish on Fridays will PayPal you 25 cents for every individual that you choose to dox on the podcast.
Yeah, put it down in the comments.
This is not just for you, Tobbers. This is for any of our viewers who would like to go down in the comments and dox every personal bit of personal information that they know about any certain
Give me a
individual.
second.
We would very much greatly
okay.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
On to our
go
next
ahead, bro.
topic. This is one that hits home with DJ Josh. We were wondering, how would you say your relationship life has been going?
I
Uh,
would also like to know this.
DJ Josh, this was not a question for you. This is a question
Yeah.
for Tobbers.
Oh, okay.
Self-centered little.
it's a question for me.
Yes, it is.
Right now, it's going.
One sec,
second.
Tobbers. You're
Your
breaking up.
audio's
You're
pretty
breaking
bad
up.
right
The
now.
back of the van is much longer.
We
than
haven't
the
had
front.
our microphone assistant lately. We weren't able to.
Cool. All right. What about right now?
Oh,
Oh,
there he
perfect.
is. This is what happens when you come back from the back of the van to the front of the van. The shrooms smell
Bad.
bad anyway. So we're
I
glad you're back up
apologize.
here with us.
I apologize.
All right, now go ahead and answer
Just-
the question. The
Just
floor was
scream
once
into the
again
mic
yours.
now.
All right. Right now, I am in a very, I would say, healthy, loving relationship with my girlfriend of 1 year.
I'd like
and
to
a couple
stop you.
months.
I'd like to stop.
Wait,
I'd
you're not
I'd
married?
just like to stop you right there. I'd just like to stop you right there. No, there's no way you are. Look, my guy. I know you're under this delusion, but there's no way it's healthy. There's no way you're enjoying it.
I'm not enjoying it. You're
No,
gonna tell that to my
no, you're
face right
not.
now?
Oh,
Really?
okay.
I
Really?
can't
I
see your
don't want
face.
another
Tell me-
fight in the van.
I'm gonna take him.
No. Listen, Peter. Don't make me talk about Elaine, your last relationship. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I may have the title of simp, but I don't want to start this. Eh? Don't make me bring this up.
Okay, I'll
On
back
the
off. I'll
podcast,
back
on
off.
air? Yeah, that's what I thought. Now,
I'll back
please,
off.
Tobbers, continue.
Continue. I mean, I
All
don't
right,
know what
well,
else.
Before Mr. Peter J. Miller over here decided to.
He knows my name.
Do we know your name? Yeah, it's personal now, okay, buddy?
Oh, okay. All right.
Buddy?
Hey, relax. I want to
Okay,
be able to have you
get
on
in the
next
middle of
time,
Strong
buddy.
language.
You're really talking some big heat right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as I was saying, I am in a healthy, loving relationship of about 1 year and a couple of months. Things have been going pretty well. So far, neither of us are pregnant.
But yeah,
Oh,
so it's
Wait,
on
both
that
of you?
topic. On that topic,
Yeah.
I wanted to lay it down. So I don't want to say the word on air, but
of course.
sex.
No. Oh.
Sex?
Oh.
Now,
Hang on. Our editor will take care of that in post.
Yeah, our
We'll
editor
just
Craig, he'll get that.
bleep it
yeah,
out.
you can do that, please, thank you. Should I answer the question? Do you want me to or no?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Alright.
Speak into the mic a little more. We're having a little bit of trouble hearing you.
Okay. How
Oh,
about now?
that's
Is this
better.
okay?
Yep, that's good.
Sweet. All right. I have not. I am a good Christian boy. I have not had sex due to my beliefs.
To your
This is
to
what
I
we
your,
would.
like to
right,
hear.
yeah.
As far as you know, right?
Who brings up a fair
Questionable
point?
things have happened to me in the past with
Other men,
unnamed people that I don't want to dox right now. But
yeah, other men.
Go ahead and listeners, dox them in the comments.
Thank you. DJ Josh, what do you have
Hang
to
on,
say now
I'd
that you
like
hear
to.
about Tauber's great success?
Yeah, I mean, that's good.
Yeah, a year is pretty good. I myself was married, I think, 10 times.
Oh,
DJ Josh,
that's news to me.
yeah, that's news to both of us. It was one woman, and it was 4 months, 3 kids. Don't know how to explain it. She pumps them out
that's
fast.
fast.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, Samantha.
yeah. What was her name?
What was her name?
Lauren.
Uh,
I.
Haley?
Oh.
No, I think it was Alice.
Oh.
Oh,
Josh, you referred to 10 different women. Are you sure you just messed up their names?
yeah.
Oh,
Weren't you
man.
Did you
Mormon
just
once? No, I
call her
think
10
that's
different
gonna.
names?
No. He was Mormon once. I think that explains it.
No.
Oh. And then you converted to the Fish on Fridays
Yeah.
religion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, Tauber's.
Zoroastrianism.
Oh,
Our ties with the Zoroastrian church, fire temple, should not be discussed at this
yeah.
time. If you would like to learn more, look at our wiki fandom link in description. Um,
Also, merch store link in the description.
Merch store. We're gonna have a new drop coming soon in approximately 25 minutes and multiple weeks, and we'll get back to you on that. Thank you very much.
Support the show.
What?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot
Support
to
the
mention
show.
that. Yeah. Merch for the show, of course. I forgot to
Oh,
mention
yeah.
that this episode of the Fish on Fridays podcast was sponsored by Goats Floats. Um,
We
Goats.
really don't like this company, but they give
You
us
did
the
not just
money.
say that on air,
Craig, take care of that.
Craig, get that in
Yeah,
post.
Craig.
Craig, I want you to cut this entire thing out of post because I'm about to lay into Peter for about 45 minutes. Peter J.
Wait,
Okay.
before you lay into me, let me tell Craig what I want him to do with that last part. So Craig, what I want you to do is crop out that last part. I want you to layer in some gunshots, explosions, and probably people screaming. Then I want you to play the Vietnam national anthem over that. Then I want you to layer behind that the American national anthem just to show our influence in Vietnam. Then after that, I want you to add the speech given by George W. Bush after he won the War of 1812. And I think that'll do it. So just do that for like that 30-second chunk, this 30-second chunk, and then we'll be good. EJ, back to you.
Oh, what was the War of 1812? Wasn't that like with the Vietnam War?
Let's actually go to Taubers for that.
Yeah,
When was the War of
Taubers. I heard you have a
1812?
history degree from WCTC, who was an old sponsor of the show and a very high Ivy League college up there.
Yep. When was
I'm
the
very
war?
impressed. This is true. Yeah, you guys really did your research before inviting me on. Very respectable.
Yeah, we did. We really did. Um. Anyway, just to get back on that last point, Peter. Do not yell at our sponsors. You realize we have zero money in the business bank account.
Oh,
That was not because I spent $450 at Krispy Kreme last Thursday. I was hungry. So
I mean, you
there's
gotta do
no.
what you gotta do.
I gotta do what I gotta do. I really do. So all I'm saying
Hang on,
is
real
we get
quick.
we get 25 cents from each episode for this sponsor, and that's a
That's
lot
true.
of money. And
That
we
is.
do if we lose this, you realize we're gonna go under and they're gonna take the van. And you
I
know who
know.
they
I
are,
know.
and I'm not gonna say who they are.
Don't take the van. You see, I'm wearing my police hat. See this?
Peter,
Don't
you
take our
can't
van.
Peter, you can't Peter, this is another crime. You're impersonating an officer on air. You can't do this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Peter,
take
shoot,
it out.
sir.
There you go.
Wait, real quick. DJ Josh, make sure the van radio isn't on right now. I don't want it messing with Craig. So just kind of make it go bye-bye. There you go. And back to Tobbers. When was the War of 1812? Simple question.
If I can recollect correctly, the War of 1812 occurred between the years of 1912 and 1916. It lasted during that time span. It was between the Americans, the Europeans, also known as people who would say Tuesday, and Australians. And during that war, there's a lot of conflict. Kangaroos were everywhere. There's tea everywhere, biscuits, crumpets, burgers, apple pie, just stuff thrown everywhere for constantly just 4 years. It was a very, very messy war.
I think that's historically accurate. I would have to argue that the definitely the part about Australia and the tea and crumpets was definitely spot on.
Thank you. Yes, but I already knew that because I have a master's degree. But it's all right. I'll take your compliment.
That's a
Just a
good
question.
That's a good history lesson.
Don't speak when you get back, EJ. You didn't hear anything. Tobbers, just a question. Were the Kangaroos drafted into military service against their will? And how would you say this affected
And were they
the
drafted by
morale?
gender? Were both male and female characters drafted? Because if so,
Kangaroos.
then Americans
Kangaroos.
should take a lesson.
We're talking
I
about
meant-
the kangaroos in Australia. Were they
I-
drafted,
now-
and how did this affect the morale of the Australian people?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about Australia, then you also have to consider like Afghanistan and China and Russia. I mean,
Whoa.
That is the
Whoa.
same place, right?
Hang
They're
on,
all
hang
upside
on.
down.
Let's stick to our roots. Stick to Australia.
I know we're talking about
Tobbers,
kangaroos.
this is for you.
I'm sorry.
All right. Let's see. The drafting of the kangaroos during the 1812 war is a very controversial topic. Even at when I go to speak to colleges, even when I go there, it's very hard for me to get professors to allow me to speak. But now the kangaroos were drafted based on area. This is so okay. Real quick, let's just lay out the groundwork. Australia looks like a deformed triangle. And so what they did is they cut the triangle into grids. They cut the triangle to grids, and they played a game of checkers on it. And they played a game of checkers, and then whichever team, if the red or black team won, whichever squares the black were on, they picked the kangaroos from there. They drafted both men and women, and also children.
So are you telling me that
war
children
crime?
are neither male nor female?
I did not say that. Those words did not come out of my mouth. All I was saying is that they drafted men, women, and also children, happening to be boys and girls, or whatever they want to be. 2020. Am
They
I right,
called
boys?
Joey's though. That's like a boy name, right?
That is a boy name. This is true.
Aren't you as a history professor? How are you going to address this discrepancy?
I will have to speak to my lawyer real quick, if you'll excuse me.
Okay.
Okay, I am back. My lawyer said that you should go talk to my assistant, and she will refer you to someone better to speak on this topic, as I did not major in this specific topic.
Thank you. We'd like to thank you for your time and educating us. I never knew history was so gay. I'm glad to learn.
Oh, you
And
would
it's
like
been a
to learn
pleasure.
about
It's
that,
been a
wouldn't
pleasure
you?
having you on, Peter J.
Oh,
Miller. Don't you talk smack?
don't you talk to me. Yes, it's we're turning sideways now. It has been a very, very large pleasure to have you on. It sure was something on my bucket list for the podcast, and now we have you.
And
And
Peter is bad.
me,
Yeah,
like
you,
this
yeah.
one, this one.
Yep. Mm.
Oh,
By the way, this episode of the Fish on Fridays podcast was sponsored by Goats Floats. Goats, they live in the mountain. They float to the sea. You can drink floats.
I think this has gone on long enough.
I was writing a haiku and I finished.
DJ Josh, hit us with some of those air horns, please.
Yeah, that's what I always like to say.
That was so scuffed.
Quality.
Toppers, is there anything you want to say before we finish up here?
Real quick, I would like to say earlier with Peter, we had our little fight,
Oh wait,
but I
Josh,
love
pause
these
it.
boys.
Pause it.
These boys are great.
Josh,
We'll ride
pause
and
it
die
real
for
quick.
these boys.
Glad to hear.
That is all.
Tobbers. Thank you, Tobbers.
We
Been a
we
pleasure.
very very much enjoyed having you on. Look for the podcast dropping tonight. I think I should be able to whip this up real quick.
Turn your notifications on, everybody. It's
Yes,
gonna
sir.
be a good night.
Press that bell.
He said it. He said it. Okay, send us out.
Baba Bowie.